Girl, you are sexy. That is what you are. There's no one in between. Cause me and you are one. One in between. Cause me and you are one. One in between. Cause me and so sail away with me off to another world. And we'll get high on each other. Uh-huh. Choke, no joke. I am in the building, Dipset forever. Forever, ever. Forever, no joke, ever. I am in the... You already know. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Choke, no joke. Tonight, you already know, we live. My man J Hood in the building, live and direct. We got my man Cuban Links in the building, live and direct. You know, we don't censor over here. We don't have to worry about who got who relationships with who and who can't talk to who cause did what to who, and you know who can't get with who, you know. So this is how we do. But my brothers are in the building, you know what I'm saying? They still coming on. All right. 5 minutes and we are lit. All right, 5 minutes. We are lit. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Cuban Link is in the building. J Hood is in the building. Come on in. We're going to give y'all 5 minutes to come in. All right. I'm gonna give J Hood and Cuban Link a quick little flashback, and while we wait on y'all to come in, all right?
Choke, no joke. Yeah. It's choke, no joke. Let's go.
Supreme Bigger Figure, Big Cap, The Warden, The Club King.
The DJ Johnny Walker Red.
MC Frank Jigger, the celebrity's choice.
Sean Brophy, sound engineer.
Choke No Joke, legendary videographer.
Sterling Cox, I was the head of security.
Alpha Grenier.
My name is V.
Omega.
Big G. Vim Rock from the legendary Naughty by Nature.
Styles P the Ghost, LOX, D Block.
Tech Smith and Wesson.
LB Fan, Mr. Cheeks.
The Cool, the DJ, the Red Alert.
Kid Capri.
The tunnel was a hip-hop nucleus.
It was the epicenter.
It was the domain, the temple.
It was the Mecca.
Nothing was that melting pot of hip-hop.
They kept the paradigm going.
It's almost like what Rucker did for street basketball. The tunnel was that of music industry.
My Sunday ritual going to the tunnel was, I'm telling you, your ass better be there.
You just pretty much did push-ups.
We had to drink a couple bottles of Hennessy, go get smoked.
Leave the jewelry and watches at home.
Before you even get to the tunnel, you gotta get on the block.
You started from 11th Avenue, and when you got to that door, the search procedures was no other.
First time I ever heard of take your shoes off, open your mouth was in the tunnel.
It was damn near everything but a full cavity search.
Security at the tunnel was no joke.
The beatdowns did happen.
Some of them, if you had that chain out, that shit was leaving one of them niggas.
We had a handful of cats. When we were taking you out, they were digging in your pockets.
The code check at the tunnel was crazy because you ain't know if you was gonna get your shit back.
Sometimes the bloops happen where you might not get your coat.
A lot of boys wanted to get their girls some fur coats, you know, so I mean, it was free.
The bar was always on till after the tunnel.
You might get fake alcohol. Bartenders might have got counterfeit.
The dance floor is always rocking.
It looked like a video all the time.
The tunnel had a very unique situation at the bathroom. It was co-ed.
The bathroom was Sodom and Gomorrah.
I was like this, looking, trying to look past the dudes like when they was going in the urinal.
The tunnel was a one-stop shop. They had food, they had alcohol, drugs.
I saw weed the tunnel. It was just oozing money.
Backstage is like the club amongst the club.
That's where all the so-called stars who was scary to be in the crowd, that's where they hung out at.
The dopest things about the tunnel for me to remember is hearing my records get played up in there.
The top maybe of all time tunnel banger.
Or anything Bad Boy.
Every Biggie record, any shit by Hov.
Shook Ones was bananas in there.
Nori Capone, that Bang Bang.
Andy Up. Any one of Busta joints.
Wild Out would actually start a fight.
The best performance I ever seen, Jay-Z performed in front of the DJ booth. The DJ booth was bouncing like a ball.
Snoop and Dre. When Dre was there.
DMX, Get At Me, Dog. The king of the tunnel was Jay-Z.
Busta Rhymes.
DMX is the king.
Queen of the tunnel.
Mary J. Blige.
Foxy and Lil' Kim.
Eve.
King of the tunnel record label-wise was Def Jam.
It's Bad Boy.
The best DJ at the tunnel was Flex.
Big Cap, all day. Flex used to break off the records, but he used to try to bully Cap, like, don't spin this, because when I get here, I want to spin it. No, nigga, fuck wrong with you?
What the tunnel did for artists, it solidified their street music.
That gave us a platform, set up Rough Riders, Rockefeller, Bad Boy, slew of other artists.
The closing of the tunnel, it was kind of sad because that was a big piece of hip hop.
So losing the tunnel was like a little kid losing Disney.
A famous mosque closing down.
I think when the tunnel closed, it was necessary. Niggas was coming to missing.
When you hear people of the late 70s talked about Studio 54, the tunnel was the Studio 54 of hip hop.
Choke, no joke. Chicky choke, no joke. We live and direct. First of all, let me bring in my fellow BXer, my fellow Bronx brother. You know what I'm saying? Straight from the Boogie Down the Boogie Down Bronx. If you don't know what the BX is, that is the Bronx, New York. You know what I'm saying? He is still Terror Squad forever. Rest in peace, Big Pun. You know what I'm saying? You can't take history away, all right? Still Terror Squad, still the Bronx, still nice with the lyrics. My man Cuban in the building, you know what I'm saying? All right? It was good,
what's good? What's good, baby boy? How you doing, man?
All right.
Just chilling. Let's get that right, though. Let's get that right with the Terror Squad forever. You know, let's get that right, because at the end of the day, you know, I pride myself keeping it real, and I got to keep it real. When you say that, it's like it's by any means that I'm saying, like, you know, I'm a Terror Squad or want to be affiliated with them as far as now, this era. You know, that's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? I was a part of Terror Squad when I came out, and I've been labeled with that even after, you know, so I separated ways with them. They're not my family. Let's get that right. They're not family. Maybe to the world it might look like that because we looked like, you know what I'm saying, it was representing unity and all that at the time. And it was when Pun was here, you know, but life and you know, has shown, I think, that family don't do certain things like what has been done to me by actually supposed to be, you know, people that we grew up together and supposed to be family. So, yeah, but as far as the personal shit that, you know what I'm saying, like, it's no relations anymore. But, yeah, as far as musically, I'm always going to be known as the ex-Terror Squad member. But, you know, the only reason I'm saying this is because I don't want to, you know, be labeled that. I want to, you know what I'm saying, it's been time for Cuban Link to have his own, you know what I'm saying, I fucking served the time already. You know what I'm saying? I should be, I'm entitled to now, you know what I'm saying, be labeled what I want to be labeled. It's Cuban Link CLK Entertainment. That's my label, and the music that I'm bringing on, it's on this new era shit, which is what I want people to focus on. All that shit's cool. That past is cool, but you know what I'm saying? It's got to be more than the legacy of Cuban Link. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I know that, but you know, yeah. I mean,
I know. But if I don't say that,
let me ask you one question. When Pun was alive and all y'all was together, did you say Terror Squad forever back then?
I said in for life and all that. Okay. Hell yeah, I was repping that hard. But once again, I got caught up in that because it's personal side, it's real life, and then it's the business part of it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The business part of it, you know, if we see and look back now, if it was family like that and we met and we represented the way we represented, and even Pun more, he should have got a piece of that Terror Squad label, right? In a business. That's family. That's what family do. they're supposed to recognize. Joe should have recognized that pun was that main ingredient that made Terror Squad what it was. And my brother didn't get no piece of that. So how is that family? Even though I know family, you know, we jerked each other more than we're supposed to love each other most of the time. But I gotta just call it how it is. You know what I'm saying? I have no affiliation to Terror Squad as far as business. You know, and me bringing a name up in a business sense is like putting light on them. You know what I'm saying? And or me trying to live off their light. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's been a long time. It's been you know, enough time for y'all to be, you know, recognize that Cuban Link as his own already. That's all I'm saying. It's nothing that I'm getting mad off, but it's just I keep hearing people say that. You know what I'm saying? Even when I do shows, ex Terror Squad member. Yeah, I know the Terror Squad's been popping more than me and been out there more, but
understand when we affiliate you with Terror Squad, that's helping keep pun name alive.
No. I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
But you say he's still Terror Squad.
Yeah, you are. You still
no
Terror
way. Hell no.
You're not. Listen, no, you're not Terror Squad as the new Terror Squad, but you are Terror Squad, the seed, the root, the foundation. Nobody can't take that away, bro.
See, now you talking to me when you said the foundation. That's actually what pun label was. LGP, the foundation. Right. That never got popped up. That's those are the roots that I love.
Right.
If that would have happened, then it would have been different. But Terror, I don't got no regrets. You know what I'm saying? No regrets. They do them though. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing they do is benefiting anything I do. You know what I'm saying? Nothing except probably to the masses. If Joe keeps on and keeps his legacy going and keeps making music, indirectly keeps the Terror Squad alive and keeps supposedly my name alive because I was part of them. That's if you want to see it. Okay, cool. But I don't even want to do it that way. I want to be merited of my accomplishments and my music, and that's what I want to get to the up to the front to the people can see it and view it because it's like nigga hasn't been working. Niggas been putting that work in, but it's like the promotion of it and where you could get it and stuff like that has been difficult. You know what I'm saying? But now you got social media a little easier. So I'm trying to direct. That's what the whole thing is about. Directing the new generation, even the old generation, to where my material is at. You know what I'm saying? To go get my material, Cuban Link, not looking for Terror Squad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the only reason.
We're gonna give you an opportunity to tell them where that's at. But let's bring on my other brother, Jay Hood. My man that got locked up in Puerto Rico was with me.
Jay been through some shit too, yeah. Bring him up.
Jay, him and Joel's got locked up. I was with them. I made it to the toilet and was like, flush.
Yeah, Puerto
before
Rico's
the popo got up on us.
Oh, y'all niggas.
Yeah, that's a fact. My guy.
What up, baby? How you doing?
Ain't shit, Cuban. What up? My boy ain't nothing, man.
Yeah, man. The black ballers. This is the black ballers right here.
That's a fact, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Word.
Uh-huh.
And we've been spitting this shit for fucking years. This is like 20 years or more. You know what I'm saying? Me even worse. I think I got it worse than you, Dill. I mean, Jay. I think
man.
Because I was right there, and I remember I seen you up. It was in Yonkers, right? And I was in a little party, it was like a little private party and shit. That little club they had by the over there by the train station, 240 something. I forgot. I think it was I forgot. And Fieldstone billiards. But there was by the Burger King. There's a little club that we was in, and I saw you there. You was chilling. And, you know what I'm saying? We said what's up to each other. And we kept it moving, but. You know what I'm saying? That's the time I remember seeing you and shit. We always kept it humble.
I think you're talking about Tropics, if I'm mistaken. That shit right there on 241st or something like that.
Think so. I don't know the name of it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. You already know. It always been what it was, man. Everybody always kept it coded on shit.
Same shit. You know, same sort of similar type tactics to hold us back with our music. Yep. I'm saying me because I think before you. It was before you. I went into my shit with them, and then yours happened a little bit after. But yeah. I knew I was dealing with one of the top demons in the motherfucking sport. It's just niggas didn't believe me because they was like, Joe, don't got no power. Niggas didn't know the background. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
yeah. Well, now he linked up with Jay and Rock Nation. He he got a resurge. He got a resurgent on his power. You get what I'm saying? Now, because everybody out here is kissing Jay-Z ass because Jay-Z got to deal with Live Nation, which is Rock Nation, which Live Nation monopolized all the venues all around the country, even out the country. So now that makes it harder for the artists or the promoters to get these venues because now they got to either do it with Live Nation or they can't get them. So being that Jay-Z has a deal with Live Nation, they own 50% of Rock Nation, and that gives him access to the touring. That's why all these niggas is running over there to sign the Rock Nation, because he could get y'all shows. So this is why people that didn't rock with him or don't rock with him are succumbing to him, because how else you gonna eat right now if you're a person that got a catalog that people still want to see you, but you can't get in these venues because Live Nation got them all locked down. So what can you do? You can only sign the Rock Nation, or you got to be somebody like 50 that is big enough where some other people could book you and do something. You ain't got to go that route. But for the most part, as you can see, how the Rock Nation brunch used to be a bunch of niggas all up under this nigga nuts. You know what I'm saying? But it's because everybody wanted to try to get signed so they could go on these tours. That's if you look at every ticket stub, anybody watching look at the last few concerts you went at. All them shit say Live Nation on it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you started it off good with the blackballing thing. Let's start there, right? For me, I feel like I get a lot of that because one, I ain't succumbed to that homo shit. Two, homosexual things. I'm gonna be politically correct, right? Two, I'm smart and many people can't take advantage of me. Three, if you don't get down with a certain type of group or clique or clan or whatever you want to call, however you want to look at it, it's going to be much harder for you to maneuver through these doors and stuff, right? So what we all got in common right now is, I'm gonna use my situation with the Breakfast Club, how they did an hour interview with me. It was about an hour and 14 minutes. They took 20 minutes out of it when they didn't like what my answer was in response to Jay-Z, right? So Charlamagne called me, yo, joke, man, yo, we gonna take some of it out because Jay could blackball you or he could stop your tunnel DVD, this, that, and other. Why are you worried about, out of all the stuff we talked about in the hour and 14 minutes, why are you worried about what I talked about Jay-Z and how's it ain't gonna, I don't care. Like, if he can stop my thing, but he's telling me he can stop my DVD, which he didn't, because I still put it out. It still went number 1 on 3 charts on iTunes, right? But the fact is, they took 20 minutes out to appease Jay, and then they took the whole interview down, right? So that's because of his relationship with him and his fear Jay, because he felt Jay probably got him kicked off the radio in Philly when he interviewed Beans, and Beans, went in on Jay back then, and next thing you know, Charlamagne got fired. So now we here where we got Nori, Mav Hoffa, who are dudes that came from the mud like us. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know Mav Hoffa's background too much, but I know Nori. He from the dirt like us. We all came through the industry together. You know what I'm saying? From the beginning. And we was the niggas that had to deal with people trying to stop us from succeeding. You know what I'm saying? Nori know how he was fucking banned from mad clubs because the nigga crew was wild. Niggas' music couldn't get played on High 97 because like you do that, and now y'all turn around and we done took over radio. We done took over media. Now we sitting in these seats, and you telling me that you gonna do to the dudes you came up in the ground with, you gonna do unto them as they did unto us when we didn't like it. So now, all right, let's use Fat Joe for example. Nori said he can't interview Cuban Link because of his relationship with Joe. Him and Joe's his brother, blah, 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 blah. Let's look at somebody like Pistol Pete, who was out here on the front line for Fat Joe when Joe had beef, along with a bunch of other people that's nameless that the public may not even know. When he had beef with 50, when he had beef with Jay, for him to now be friends with Jay and now be friends with 50, after niggas done really got into some real shit. And now, but you gonna tell me Nori can't interview Cuban Link unless he squashes shit with Joe. When you and Nori, I'm pretty much sure, had your own relationship outside of Joe and never had a problem with each other. You know what I'm saying? Now, same thing with J Hood. You know, certain outlets feel like, yo, the Locks, Styles, Chic, I don't know, Kiss, he ain't really been too vocal about this whole thing. Hold on one second. Right? So they expressed, they discussed with J Hood. Now you got outlets out here saying that they can't bring on J Hood and talk to him because of their relationships with the Locks. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we censoring us now? After we done went through the fucking C. Dolores Tuckers, Luke done went through this, that, and other. Now we in the seats. And now I ain't saying we because I ain't them. You know what I'm saying? But now we in a position as hip hop, controlling everything, and now we putting a muzzle on our brothers, but we'll let somebody else come on they platform and talk about y'all, but y'all can't go back and have a rebuttal because they have a relationship with them. This is what we're dealing with right now. Jay Hood, go ahead and speak on it.
I mean, like you said, we've been dealing with this for over like a decade and a half. You know what I mean? So this ain't nothing new. Well, the latest episode where people could basically, go back and look at is the interview that I did with Math, right? I did the interview, and as everyone know, they seen the response from P and then Lucha and all that. But the way I did the interview, I made sure that I was respectful about it. Only thing I did was basically reveal to the consumers what exactly took place and what made me come to the decision of wanting to leave D-Block. You know what I mean? Like, I was asked questions and I answered them to the best of my ability, and I tried to do that, like I said, with a certain level of respect that didn't make them look a certain way. But I guess they felt how they felt because of how big the platform was, so they felt the need to respond. When all the stuff that I was saying, I've been saying the same stuff for like 15 years, so it was kind of like unexpected when I seen that they responded, and then the fashion in which they responded in is what really got me. You know what I mean? Like, P, basically what he showed me and that should have showed everybody else is they try to like control the situation, and when they can't control the narrative, it's a problem. You know what I mean? Like, as he tried to confront Math about having me up there and not fact checking what I'm saying, like, that's the way interviews are supposed to be conducted. Like, who does interviews like that stops mid interview and goes to call somebody like, let me see if this is true or not? Like, come on, it don't go like that. You know what I mean? And then, like you said, it's other outlets that won't dare reach out or let me go there and speak my piece, even if I'm not talking about them, just based off their relationships with these guys. You feel what I'm saying? And And that's crazy, man. Y'all, you guys could be stopping the next dude from coming out there doing his thing based on some invisible loyalty that you have with somebody, and due to a situation that you have absolutely nothing to do with. Like, me and their issues are personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, due to me being taken advantage of when I was young. Nobody got nothing to do with that except me and them. But people want, like I said, they want to show this invisible loyalty to some people that, like, I don't know, with these artists, man. A lot of these people look at artists like they're not capable of making mistakes, or they're not capable of being wrong. And then if they know they're wrong, they just don't care that they're wrong. They'd be like, man, it don't even matter. I'm not gonna throw you no bone. I'm not gonna give you no opportunity to speak your piece, because that might jeopardize the relationship that I got with these guys. And I've been dealing with that from different artists, different outlets, everything. Like, mad different artists wanted to work with me throughout the years, but uh, they just didn't, because they didn't want to feel like they were stepping. Excuse me, they didn't want these dudes to feel like they were stepping on their toes or nothing like that. So it's definitely a certain way that I've had to maneuver throughout the years due to the blackballing thing. They didn't. I know for a fact people then reached out to different people on the phone and told them, like, yo, don't rock with him, or don't do this for him, or we ain't gonna do this for you, or things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And it's just hard to maneuver that, man, when you're not as established as the people that you're not, like, literally going to war with, but going against. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard, man. So we shouldn't be having to deal with this, like, in this day and age, 2023. It shouldn't be that.
So yo, Cuban, same thing with you. Right now, I seen this thing where Mav Hoffa said that he can't put you on his show because you put out some fake paperwork or this, that, and the third. This, that. Yo, let me say something real quick. Nick,
Beginning, like
go ahead.
if you could go to the archives. You could go to YouTube. That story is public. It's not like I'm trying to hide anything or it was hidden. First of all, I didn't make that paperwork up. That's paperwork that was out before Cuban Link even had it. Second of all, it was Star from the Star Report that actually did that first. It wasn't me. What I did was just post it in my page to find out, since I have more traction in my page, to find out really from the back. So you know how it goes. Niggas start talking from they hit you in their DMs, because I wanted to find out if it was true or not. And I even put a caption on it. But everybody, of course, it's Cuban Link. They put, and we had already like beef. They put it that I put out the paper. I guess it's a juicier story. But if you do the real truth, which Math and any sort of journalist that's on this hosting people and doing interviews, they should go to at least fact check that. So it's out there. So that was his irresponsibility that really went there with it. And I'm still waiting for my little public apology for that. If I don't get it, it's cool. But it's blatantly out there, and y'all could check it if y'all want. I did with 10 Toes. Shout out to 10 Toes. He helped me actually go find out the truth, a little, or part of the truth about that situation, and it ended up being what it was. It was whatever it was. It was a shit show, really. And they left me, you know what I'm saying? Like I was the fucking man, the point fingers at me. But I will never do that to anyone. You know what I'm saying? Plus, that wasn't even my business, really, as far as like it happened before me. But it was my business to find out about this dude, if this nigga was a, so-called rat. So I had to, be involved in that sense. I didn't want to do it behind the scenes for that. But I'm shit. I do this all the time. As far as being a public figure, they know who I am. So I did it that way, and really like narrating from the sidelines, which I got caught up in, and that made me look like the star of the show on that paperwork situation. But that's false. What he's trying to say, that I put out the paperwork, and the paperwork was so fake. It was like it was in Crayola, which it wasn't. If you've seen the paperwork, you've seen it could have been like something there, But it happened where the other side didn't respond when Joe responded. So since they didn't respond, I said, you know what? Let me borrow this shit, because these niggas actually either they got bought off, or you know what I'm saying, niggas was lying. Whatever the case, I'm bowing out gracefully, because at the end of the day, it would have been an ugly show for me. both ways. If he's a snitch, I'm a fucking, somebody those snitch put me on. And you know what I'm saying? And then I let it out. If he was a snitch, then later on, niggas, something happened to Joe in the streets, God forbid, well, you know what I'm saying, he gets not here anymore, I'm gonna be held liable. Look, fucking Cuban Link, the nigga he put on, look, got him killed. It looks bad. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? And he wins at the end of the day. They give him the roses and all of that shit when I look like the bad guy. So it was a bad situation for me to be involved as far as like the nigga who fucking made this paperwork up and brought it out to the world, which is far from the truth that, as you could possibly be. So that's all. And then Math was using that. That's what the thing is. He was being inducted to the whole, to that side of the world, which is like the Joe team, which Joe already, since he'd been there, already seen that show when he was on. He was already milking it and greasing it. And they built that relationship. And of course, they're doing business behind the scenes. Of course, Math is going to be helped by Joe. It's going to direct traffic, whatever they're going, the contract is with them. Not even, it could be a verbal contract. They got that affiliation. And he's willing to play for the team. And that team has a fucking rule that says, don't interview Cuban. Don't interview Cuban Link with other stipulations. I don't know why, but I know that's definitely one of them. And when Nori said what he said, he could never interview me because of Joe. And he made it, he made it public. Then, of course, you see Math say what he said. Now he's trying to find out another excuse why he can't, interview me. And, try to make it as legit as he could, because he really don't know me. Don't know nothing of me. Besides that, and that happened 2 years ago. And before that, he hit me with a DM talking about, that he got love for me and he appreciates my music and he's been a fan forever of me and Puns. And, that was the intro that I got for him from the DM, his DM. So everything was cool, except when Joe got on the show. After that is when the funny shit started happening. And I've seen it before. And at least you got to be on the Breakfast Club. No joke. At least you did that. I was banned from back then. I was banned from Hot 97 from back then. And I knew Angie was my people's back then. Enough. Camilo was my nigga. All them niggas were my dudes. You know what I'm saying? But Joe already put that in. He put that rule in there. And after that, yeah, it was no love.
That's like Angie definitely ain't fucking with you.
Of course. I mean, but it was already done. See, the problem is like they only hear me when I say something bad about it. Like probably you heard, well, you said definitely not fucking with me. Why? Because I said that shit with the.
No, it just her. It's the same thing with Nori. It's just the affiliation.
Right.
They don't want.
Yeah, but she was first. She was the first one.
Yeah,
remember. And then she was hot 97 back then. She was the star. She was
Let me
the
tell
big
you
one.
something. If Pun was alive, none of this shit be going on.
Yeah, but we can't take back time, and things happen for reasons, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We meant to. I take it as a
I can tell you everybody that don't fuck with you because they fuck with Joe.
Of course, everybody
Flex,
though. It's
Flex,
everybody.
Angie, Ebro.
People don't know this though, but this is for years though. This has been for years.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Jay been through that, because I know the Locks got their own. You know what I'm saying? The people that they rock with him like that. But Joe is like, he be really personally friends with these dudes.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So they go to trips together, they go to dinner. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Jay and them niggas do the same thing Joe do. You know what I'm saying? He greases it up extra because he's in that business thing. I mean, that business world where he's also a businessman. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this has been going on to me, over 20 years. Since 2001.
Me too. I don't even want to name all them niggas that do that. But for me, it just I learned that I don't need the industry. I don't need them niggas to make a living.
There you go. There you go though. But see, that's I know where we at. I'm sure we all felt that. I know I feel that way. Mm-hmm. And not even with the biggest check in the world would I go back and say. Because just life itself, the way, not blaming anybody, because I take everything with a positive stride at the end of the day. And I accept it. I accept it. If it's truth, I accept it. Now, a lie I can never accept. I will never accept a lie. So the truth is that, we can't control people. That's their friends. They're their own person. Like, you know what I'm saying? If somebody gasses dumb not to fuck with me for no reason at all, except that they don't fuck with them, that's baloney smoking shit. That's a nigga that could be controlled and a nigga that don't want to even hear your side. That can do that to you. So I don't have no respect for them type of dudes. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, they don't see the damage they're doing because then, and it's bad to say because they've been through it. Just, I think there hasn't been like where we've been. Or let me speak by myself, me, where I'm really dolo, Manolo on this shit, where it's like it's you against the world. You know what I'm saying? Because they the machine, they got the power, they got the control to really, you know what I'm saying, like put out your lights, and that's what they try to do over the years. I mean, for the grace and the love of the fans and the people who enjoy my music and they know me, and I got to show them. Even I got to show them on some crazy shit. Because remember, my first album was bootleg. It's not like it came out. 24 Carats never came out. So the streets is what fucking blew that shit open, and it was a catch-22. I didn't get paid for it, but they heard my music and they fell in love with it. So you know what I'm saying, and throughout the years, you know, that kept me alive and kept me motivated. You know, keep being a rapper. If we would have stopped being rappers, they should have been under the rug still. If we didn't have the love we have for this music shit. You know, say like others. I got others. There's others. You already know Frankie Cutlass, King Son, all them niggas. They didn't speak out like this. But they lights us out. They lights us out. You seen them never ever been out here again or in the platform where they get that you know to do their thing as artists.
Yeah.
So those are niggas before me.
Somebody I want to speak to too. I've been trying to get my man to Philly, get him to call me.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. They didn't say what we saying here. What I'm saying, what I've been saying years. They didn't do that. Not because they don't have the heart. They probably didn't want to even bother with that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. But you know what I'm saying. That's how I'm on it, and I always been on that type of time, on the street and on this shit. That's what's different. You know what I'm saying? Because my shit is like, you know what I'm saying? Not to take nothing from J Hood's situation, but it was no blood drop there. Ain't no blood drop. Right. You know what I'm saying? With my shit, it was some blood involved in it. So it's deeper. It's more serious. You know, so what I'm saying is that I know the fear of my enemy, and I also know the tactics of my enemy and the strength, and I always did. So I look crazy coming out and saying things like they made me look. They turned it all around on me. Like I was looking for pity. Like I was using things as publicity stunt to sell my music. Like you know, I'm trying to be like 50 Cent. Like mad shit on me, and I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, that's the power of the machine they had. You know what I'm saying? And then I remember it's not just Joe after a while. It became K Slay. He thought he was the Black Fat Joe, if you remember. Black Fat Joe, the rap game.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't have no beef ever with K Slay. But then they step in the field, they cross that line with me, and you got beef. Whether it's lyrical beef or whatever, or real beef, which is usually real beef for both sides. Because you know what I'm saying? That's where we come from. It's like, yo, you shitting on my brand, you shitting on my name, you stopping my money.
Right.
It always becomes personal. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is when niggas be like, yo, man, I wish them the best. I just can't do it. Nigga, what you could do for a nigga is what getting niggas money in their pocket. It's you stopping money from the business flow by you saying negative shit like that. Because you can't deal with because you're in a certain kind of position. They should be more responsible what you're saying and know your responsibilities. And that's all I'm saying. Because even though I appreciate Nori for saying that, because he blew the lid off that, and you know, at least gave me some motherfucking authenticity by all these years that I've been doing. And I look so crazy, like I'm the drunk, disgruntled nigga from Terror Squad. You know what I'm saying? That's just mad at Joe and jealous of Joe. Because that's never been the case. You know what I'm saying? We made that nigga. I know, you know, my confidence always been up when it came to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a team player, and everybody in there knows they just don't speak. That bothers me.
I mean, y'all ain't. Joe was Joe before he got to TS.
No, he was.
You know what I'm saying?
He was. I got a flow, Joe.
Right. Yeah, but just like, but look, just how he came in with DITC.
Yeah.
At some point, he left them niggas behind.
Yeah, but he didn't really come in with that. He came in with his own deal from Red Alert.
Yeah, but he still ran with them as a crew. He's part of the Digging in the Crates crew just as much as he's a part of Terror Squad. You froze up. But I'm gonna go to J Hood because he froze up.